Hi everyone, welcome to today's live session. I am Vinny Joseph, the academic head. Today we will discuss about tenses, voices and omissions of articles, prepositions and so on. Okay, before we start the sessions, let us wait for a couple of minutes, let others join. I think we can start the session now. Okay, we'll start with omission of article. What is omission? Or omission of article means we can say that where to avoid the articles in English. Okay, some of the examples that you can see, just see the screen. Before the names of relations. Okay, before the names of relations. Okay, father. We won't say that the father or not the uncle, the sister. No, you can say that instead you can say just father, right? And also some of the examples like before the names of material. Okay, gold, silver, diamond. You should not use the gold or the silver or the diamond. And also before proper noun. Okay, like Lotus, Kochi, Priya, Delhi, Rajasthan and so on. Okay, should not use article before the proper noun like the Lotus. No, we won't say that. Okay, and also before abstract noun. Okay, like honesty, wisdom, truth, should not use the article before that. And also before language. Okay, like the Malayalam. No, we won't say that. Just say Malayalam, Hindi, English, Tamil, Kannada and so on. Before certain phrases also. At noon, not at the noon. Okay, at noon, by train, not by the train, it's just by train. On food, not on the food. No, we can say that we just say on food. Okay, so these are the important omission of article. Okay, right. Now, same as the preposition also is very important, right? So what is preposition? Prepositions are words that shows the relationship between noun and other words in a sentence. Okay, actually it is showing the relationship, right? See the screen and you can see that the box as well as one cat also there, right? Okay, so see that the first picture, one cat is sitting near to the box. So we can say the preposition is here near. Okay, same as inside the box. Sorry, on the box, beside the box, okay, under the box, behind the box, between the bush and the box, okay, in front of the box, above the box, out of box and around the box or surround. Okay, so these are the some of the examples of preposition. Okay, and it is easy to learn the preposition. What do you need to do now? You take something and keep on moving from the place. Okay, keep it in the corner, keep it in the middle, keep it in the under. Okay, everything. So what do you need to do? You have to just move the things. Okay, so what in that time what you are getting, that is preposition. For example, near. Okay, you are keeping something near to the computer and you can say it's near to the computer. Okay, or you are keeping something inside the bag, it's inside. This is a preposition. Okay, just for your refreshment, right? Okay, anyway, straight away we'll start the tenses. I hope that you know that very well. Okay, what are the tenses? How many tenses are there? Right, so we have past, present and future tense. Okay, so we'll see the difference between, rather going into the theory, we'll see the formats. Okay, and what are the main differences. Okay, for example, like we'll see what is the difference between present tense and past tense. Okay, so you know that already. Present tense, there are different kinds. Okay, like simple present, okay, present continuous, present perfect and present perfect continuous. Same as past also, right? Simple past, past continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous. Okay, Now we'll see the difference. Okay, what are the changes in it? See, simple present tense. Look at the screen. Okay, see, this is the format. Before that, let me add something. Okay, for example, one thing I would like to say, when you speak English, should not translate as it is from your vernacular language. For example, I'm from Kerala. Our mother tongue is Malayalam. Okay, and in our language it is said that I am studying IELTS. So we used to say, "Njan IELTS padikkunnu." Okay, so Njan. Okay, Njan IELTS studying. Is it correct? No, that is not English. English is always subject plus verb plus object. Okay, so in English, subject plus verb plus object. You need to follow that. Okay, should not translate as it is. If you translate as it is, you will say that, for example, IELTS studying. No, that is not English. Okay, so that's why. So this is the basic thing. So this is the base, right? What is the base? Subject plus verb plus object. Okay, we starts everything from there. Okay, so in the tense also. See, now see the screen. For the simple present tense, okay, you can see there subject plus verb, first form s or es plus object. Okay, so what it means, s or es plus object, or the first form of the verb? You can always keep it in your mind. Wherever you use the simple present tense, what you need to use? First form of the verb, and if the subject is a singular, you have to add s or es to the verb. Okay, now see the example so that you will get the clear idea. Okay, I have mentioned here Dr. Sumi as a subject and treat as a verb and a patient as an object. Okay, now see the sentence. Dr. Sumi treats a patient. Why I kept treats here already? Now, before that, see the format, subject plus first form of the verb, s or es. Okay, now look at the example. Dr. Sumi, the subject is a singular. So, if the subject is a singular, you need to add s or es to the verb. Okay, that's why we have added here like this. Dr. Sumi treats a patient. Okay, now if the subject is a plural, Dr. Sumi and Dr. Gifty, that is a subject and it's a plural, right? More than one. So, you have to use only treat. You no need to add s or es to the verb. Okay, so Dr. Sumi and Dr. Gifty. Okay, treat a patient. So, see, that's why. Again, please see the format. Subject plus first form of the verb, s or es plus object. I hope that you have the pen and paper. Okay, if you have the pen and paper, please make a note so that it will help you. Right. Okay, now see the past tense, simple past tense. Alright, what is the format? Subject plus second form of the verb plus object, V2. And always keep it in your mind, this is the only place that we use V2 in English. Okay, this is the only place that we use V2 in English. Okay, now see the example. The same example we will see. Okay, Dr. Sumi, again, the subject is a singular. Treated, second form. Okay, treated. So, Dr. Sumi treated a patient. Right? Now, if the subject is a plural, look at that. Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda. Again, right? Treated a patient. So, there is no difference. Because our format, see the format again. Subject plus second form of the verb plus object. Right? Okay. See other example. I played basketball yesterday. Okay, so where to use the simple past tense? Simple past tense is used to describe the completed actions. Okay, so she talked to her friend on the phone, right? Or he smoked 20 cigarettes daily. This is actually especially for the OET students, right? Okay, fine. Now let's move to the continuous tense, present continuous. Okay. Always keep it in your mind, wherever you use the continuous tense, you need to use ing form of the verb. Okay. For the simple present, again, first form of the verb, for the simple past, second form of the verb, and for the continuous tense, wherever you use the continuous tense, you need to use ing form of the verb. Okay. See the screen. Subject plus be forms. What are the be forms? Is, am, are. These are the present be forms. Okay. Plus ing form of the verb. Okay. Plus ing form of the verb plus object. Okay. Now, the present continuous tense is also as the present progressive tense and is used to describe the action that are happening or ongoing process. Okay. So, now see the example. Dr. Sumi. Again, the same example. Dr. Sumi is a subject singular. Is, okay, because the subject is a singular, you need to use the present be forms. Okay. What is that? Is, am, are. So, the present here, if the subject is a singular, so you need to use is plus ing. So, Dr. Sumi is treating a patient. Clear? Dr. Sumi is treating a patient. If the subject is a plural, look at the screen again. Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda are treating a patient. Okay. When it comes to the subject singular, you have to use is plus ing. If it is a subject plural, you have to use are plus ing form of the verb. Is it clear? Okay. Now, see past continuous. Again, going back to present continuous, you have to use the present be forms. Now, say the past continuous. Okay. Subject plus past be form. You need to use the past be forms here. What are the past be forms? Was or were. Okay. So, that is the only difference here. See, subject plus was or were plus ing form of the verb plus object. See the example. Dr. Sumi was treating a patient. In the present tense, Dr. Sumi is treating a patient. When it comes to the past, Dr. Sumi was treating a patient. It's very simple, right? Okay. Now, see the subject plural. Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda were treating a patient. Okay. Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda were treating a patient. Right? For the present tense, we have used is. For the past tense, here it is was. Okay. Fine. Now, see the present perfect tense. Okay. So, the present perfect tense is used to express actions or events that are completed at the present times. Okay, at the present time. For example, I have visited Paris before. Okay, so it's a present perfect tense. Or otherwise, she has tested COVID positive. It's also present perfect tense. Now see the format here. Subject plus has or have plus third form of the verb plus object. Okay, subject plus has or have plus third form of the verb plus object. Look at our example. Dr. Augustine. Here I have changed, okay, instead of Dr. Sumi, kept it as a Dr. Augustine. Okay, Dr. Augustine has treated a patient. Okay, Dr. Augustine has treated a patient. Right. So, if the subject is a plural, again, Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda. Okay, the subject is a plural. So, you have to use have plus third form of the verb. Okay, so when the present tense, for the perfect tense, if the subject is a singular, Dr. Augustine has treated. When it comes to the plural, Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda have treated a patient. Now, see the difference of past. Okay, see, look at the format. Subject plus, had plus, third form of the verb plus object. I had finished my homework before dinner. Okay, so where to use this past perfect? The past perfect tense is used to express an action that was completed before another action or event in the past. Okay, now see the example. Dr. Augustine had treated. Okay, for the present tense it was Dr. Augustine has treated. when it comes to the past, so it is Dr. Augustine had treated. That is only difference, had treated a patient. Okay, and if the subject is a plural, again say that Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda had treated a patient. Okay, so if you have the pen and paper, please note down the format, so that will help you for your language proficiency test, whether it is OET or IELTS, PT or whatever. Okay, so this is the basic thing, right? Fine. Okay, now let's move to the next one. Already I have given some little hint. For the continuous tense, you need to use the ing form. Okay, now see here, present perfect continuous. What is the format? Look at the format. Subject plus has or have plus been plus ing form of the verb plus object. Okay, so where to use this? That is very important. Where to use the present perfect continuous? The present perfect continuous tense is used to express the duration of an action that started in the past and is still ongoing in the present. Okay, for example, I have been working. Okay, I have been working on this project. I have been working on this project for 3 hours. Okay, what it means? I have started this work for 3 hours. Okay, or other example, see that she has been living in the city since 2010. Okay, which means 2010 onwards she is living in that city, and now also she is in the same city. That is the meaning. Clear? And see the format again. Subject plus has or have plus been plus ing form of the verb plus object. Right? See our example. Dr. Sumi has been treating a patient. Dr. Sumi has been treating a patient. Right. So, the subject Dr. Sumi, which is singular, so you have to use has plus been plus ing form. Why we are using ing form here? Because it's also continuous tense. Okay. Dr. Sumi has been treating a patient. Now see, if the subject is a plural, Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda. Okay, the subject, which is plural, have been treating a patient. Okay, have been treating a patient. Now, see some of the expressions. Okay, again here. Or for example, I have been working as a staff nurse since 2010. Okay, which means I have been working as a staff nurse since 2010, which means 2010 onwards, I am working as a staff nurse. Even now also, I am continuing. Fine. Okay. Or I have been working as a staff nurse for 10 years. If you are using per particular period, you need to use for. If you are using a particular year, you need to mention that since. Okay. So that is the main difference. Fine. Now, past perfect continuous. We have already seen the present perfect continuous. Now, we are going with the past perfect continuous. See here. Okay. So, the changes. Look at the screen again and see subject plus had plus been plus ing form of the verb plus object. Okay. So, the main difference, instead of has or have, we are using here had. Right. So, subject plus had plus been plus ing form of the verb plus object. Right. See our example. Dr. Augustine had been treating a patient. Dr. Augustine had been treating a patient. Okay. So, now if the subject is a plural, Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda had been treating a patient. So, there is no difference whether the subject is a singular or plural. Right? Fine. Okay. Now, if you have any doubt, please comment below. Or if you have any questions, please raise your hand and you can ask the question. Alright. So we are moving to simple future. Okay, simple future. See, the simple future tense is used to express actions or events that will happen in the future. Fine. Okay, see the format. Subject plus will plus first form of the verb. So we are using the first form of the verb in two places. One is for simple present tense and another one is here for simple future. Right. Subject plus will plus first form of the verb plus object. I will travel to Paris next week. I will travel to Paris next week. Okay. Look at our example. Dr. Augustine will treat a patient. Okay. Dr. Augustine will treat a patient. Okay. Now, if the subject is a plural, Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda will treat a patient. Okay. Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda will treat a patient. Okay. See the difference? Here we need to use will. Okay. So Dr. Augustine will treat a patient. Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda will treat a patient. So there is no difference again whether the subject is a singular or plural. Okay. Now, future continuous. I told you already, for the continuous tense you need to use ing form of the verb. Right. For the future continuous, subject plus will plus be, you need to add be here. Okay. So subject plus will plus be plus ing form of the verb plus object. Okay. I will be traveling to Paris next week. Okay. I will be traveling to Paris next week. Now see our example so that you will get clear idea. Dr. Augustine will be treating a patient. Okay. Dr. Augustine will be treating a patient. Okay. Now, if the subject is a plural, see Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda, which is a subject and it is plural. Okay. So now Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda will be treating a patient. Okay. So there again there is no difference whether the subject is singular or plural. See the format. It's very important. Dr. Gifty, okay, and Dr. Linda will be treating a patient. Fine. Now, see the future perfect. Right. The future perfect tense is used to describe an action that will be completed before a specific point or event in the future. Right. See the screen. Subject plus will plus have plus third form of the verb. Okay, for the perfect tense. Okay. So I have forgot to say that wherever you use the perfect tense, which form of the verb that we need to use? Third form of the verb. Okay, for the simple past, be2. Okay, the same way, wherever you use the perfect tense, you need to use third form of the verb. Okay, for the continuous tense, you need to use ing form of the verb. For the perfect tense, it is V3, and for the simple past, it is V2. Right? Okay, now see the example. Sorry, see the screen. Subject plus will plus have plus third form of the verb plus object. Okay. Now look at the example. Dr. Augustine will have treated a patient. Dr. Augustine will have treated a patient. Okay. So see the plural. Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda will have treated a patient. Okay, there is no difference whether the subject is a singular or plural. Now, we are going with the last one, future perfect continuous. Okay, future perfect continuous. Again, here also it is a continuous tense. You need to use ing form of the verb. Don't forget that. Okay. Now, see the format. Subject plus will plus have plus been plus ing form of the verb plus object. Okay. Subject plus will plus have plus been plus ing form of the verb plus object. Right. They will have been living in the city for 5 years by next month. Okay. Right. So we'll see our example so that you will get the clear idea. Okay. Dr. Augustine will have been treating a patient. Dr. Augustine will have been treating a patient. Now, if the subject is a plural, Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda will have been treating a patient. So, there is no difference between whether the subject is a singular or plural. Okay. So, I hope that you have got little bit idea regarding the tenses, and especially I am not going into detail regarding all the tenses and so on, the difference. Okay, if you are good in language, or if you are in a good in language, so that you will get the clear idea, and if you are an average student, and only this much is enough. Okay, first what you should know, the difference between the present and the past. Okay, so the same thing that you should not write always. Okay, so this is the format is very important. Okay, especially when to study before going to sleep, just look at the format, and so that will help you when you get up early in the morning, it will remember. Okay, so always see the format and see the difference. Okay, what do you need to do? Take a paper and write it in left side the present tense, and write it in the right side it's past tense, and see the difference. Okay, the main difference that you need to underline, so that you can study like this and you can work on like this, so that will help you to improve your language proficiency skill. Okay, so now I think we'll take a short break, and we'll come back soon. Hi, welcome back. So before the break that we have discussed the tenses, the difference between present, past, future tenses. Okay, so now the same way that we are moving to the voices. Okay, active and passive voices. So what is active voice? Okay, active voice already we have discussed. We can say that is active voice. Active voice means it emphasizes the subject, whereas for the passive voice it emphasizes the object. Okay, for example, the cat chased the mouse. Okay, the cat chased the mouse. Okay, so just see the screen and you can see the cat is a subject, chased is a verb, and the mouse is an object. Okay, so for the passive voice you need to emphasize the object. Which is the object here? Object is the mouse, right? So the mouse was chased by the cat. Okay, or in a very simple way I'll tell you what is passive voice. It's a reversed form. Okay, passive voice means it's a reversed form, right? You can see here, object plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. Okay, so always keep it in your mind, wherever you use the passive voice, you have to use the third form of the verb. Okay, earlier I had given some other hints, right? The same way for the passive voice you need to use third form of the verb, right? Fine. Okay, we'll see one by one. Okay, now first we'll see the simple present tense. Okay, simple present tense. See the format, object plus be forms. The present be forms that we need to use here is am, are plus third form. Okay, third form of the verb plus by plus subject. Okay, see, look at the example. Dr. Augustine treats a patient. Okay, for the simple present tense, Dr. Augustine, which was a subject. Okay, and we are adding yes or yes to the verb. Okay, verb is a treat, so we are adding yes. Dr. Augustine treats a patient. So a patient is an object here. For the passive voice, we need to emphasize on the object. Okay, so a patient, right? A patient is treated by Dr. Augustine. A patient is treated by Dr. Augustine. You can see the be forms here, right? Is, am, are. Okay, so the object is a singular. Here also you need to check whether the object is a singular or plural, right? So here object is a singular, so we are adding yes, is here. Okay, so a patient is treated by Dr. Augustine. If it is a plural, okay, the patients are treated. Okay, the patients are treated by Dr. Augustine. Same as, okay, a patient is treated, the patients are treated by Dr. Augustine. Of it, sometimes the subject can be a or singular or plural, but here you need to focus whether the object is a singular or plural. Okay, if the object is a singular, here you need to use is. If the object is a plural, so you need to use are. Okay, fine. Let us move to the next one. Simple past. Okay, already we have discussed the simple present, now simple past. Okay, again object plus be forms. Okay, for the present tense we need to use the present be forms. Here past be forms. What are the past be forms? Already we have discussed was or were. Okay, was or were. Object plus was or were plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. See the same example. Dr. Augustine treated a patient. Okay, which is the simple past tense in active voice. Now what is object here? A patient. A patient is a singular or plural? Which is singular. Okay, so a patient was treated. Okay, a patient was treated by Dr. Augustine. Okay, if it is a plural, the patients were treated by Dr. Augustine. Clear? Fine. So see the difference? Only the be forms are changed. Fine. Okay, now present continuous. Okay, present continuous. Object plus be forms. Again we need to add the be forms plus being. Keep it in your mind. For the continuous tense you need to use being. Okay, object plus is or am or are plus being plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. See the example. Look at the screen. Dr. Augustine is treating a patient. Okay, which is a present continuous tense in active voice. Okay, now we need to convert into a passive. A patient. Okay, here again we need to give the emphasis on the object. Okay, which is the object? Object is a patient. Okay, a patient is a singular or plural? It's a patient is a singular. So a patient is being treated. A patient is treated, which is in a present tense, and a patient is being treated, which is a present continuous tense, right? Okay, now if the object is a plural, the patients are being treated. Okay, for the simple present it is the patients are treated. Okay, when it comes to the present continuous, you have to say the patients are being treated. Okay, if you have the pen and paper, please make a note. The format is here. Okay, see the screen. Right. Now let me go with the past continuous. Okay, again here also we are changing the past be forms and we are adding being there. Okay, object plus past be forms. What are that? Was or were plus being plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. See the example. Dr. Augustine was treating a patient. Dr. Augustine was treating a patient. A patient is an object, so object is a singular. So a patient was being treated. A patient was being treated. Now, if the object is a plural, the patients were being treated. See, very simple actually, right? Okay, now for the present perfect. Okay, for the present perfect tense, Dr. Augustine has treated a patient. Okay, Dr. Augustine has treated a patient. A patient. So here again, you need to focus the object on the object and whether the object is a singular or plural. Okay, the object is a singular here, so you need to use has plus been. Okay, so the small changes is here. Okay, the has or have plus been. You are adding been. Okay, earlier it was being, and when it comes to the perfect, Here you need to add been. Okay, see the example. Dr. Augustine has treated a patient. Okay, when you convert into a passive, a patient has been treated by Dr. Augustine. A patient has been treated by Dr. Augustine. Now see the plural. The patients have been treated. For the object singular, it's a has been treated. For the object plural, it is have been treated. Okay, fine. Now, past perfect. See, past perfect. Okay, Dr. Augustine had treated. Okay, so when you convert into a passive voice, a patient had been treated. Earlier it was has or have, and here it is a patient had been treated by Dr. Augustine. And for the plural, the patients had been treated by Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda. Okay, so there is no difference whether the object is a singular or plural. Now, see the simple future. Okay, before that, any doubts, and please comment below. Right, okay, let's move to the next one. Simple future tense. How to use the simple future tense in a passive voice. Okay, see, Dr. Augustine will treat a patient, which is an active voice, because we are giving the emphasis on the subject. Dr. Augustine. Who will treat a patient? Dr. Augustine will treat it. Okay, so when you convert into a passive, a patient will be treated by Dr. Augustine. See the format here. Object plus modal auxiliary verb. These are the modal auxiliary, will or shall. Okay, so object plus will plus be plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. Okay, so a patient will be treated by Dr. Augustine. When it comes to the plural, see the object, Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda. Okay, the object is a plural. So, Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda will treat the patients. Okay, the patients, which is a object and which is plural. So, we can say the patients will be treated by Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda. Okay, always see the object for the passive voice, and for the active voice you need to focus on the subject. Okay, so don't forget that. Okay, now for the future perfect. Okay, we don't have the future continuous. Okay, here it's a future perfect. See the format. Object plus will or shall plus have plus been plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. Okay, for the perfect you need to say, you need to add been. Okay, so here object plus modal auxiliary verb, which is will or shall, plus have plus been plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. Clear? Right. See the example. A patient will have been treated by Dr. Augustine. A patient will have been treated by Dr. Augustine. Okay, when it comes to the plural, the patients will have been treated by Dr. Gifty and Dr. Linda. Okay, which is same whether the object is a singular or plural. Okay, hope that you are clear, at least you have received a little bit knowledge regarding the tenses and the difference between past and the present, especially in active and passive voice. Okay, so if you have any doubt, please comment below, so I'll be deal with your doubts. Okay, and okay, if you have any questions, please comment below. Okay, so already we have discussed today. Let me go back. The tenses between present and past, future. Then again the same as we have discussed the passive voice and active voice, and also we have given little bit idea regarding the omission of article, where to avoid the articles, and some preposition, and how to learn the preposition also. Okay, so all right, I have given the hint only, the main hint, or we can say the gist of the grammar. Okay, if you have any doubt or any questions, please comment below, and also let me give you a little bit regarding our services also. Actually, we provide we have all the coachings here: IELTS, OET, PT, German, CBT, and OSCE, and even other Gulf related courses also. Okay, we have offline center also, and we starts from here 10 to 4. Okay, if you are interested, please come and join with us, and we are ready to help you. Okay, we have visa services also, and we have insurance. Actually, it is a group of institutions. Okay, we have different services, and you can see, or you can Google it, Envertis. Okay, so you will see consultancy, you will see visa routes, and you will see academy, and you will see study abroad. Okay, you can contact us for any details. Okay, so I have already mentioned the numbers here. Please see the screen for the Envertis Academy, as well as even we have office in UK. Actually, it is a UK based company, and it is a corporate office here in Kochi. Yeah, please make a note. Please note the number, and if you have any questions, please contact us. If you need any service, please contact us. So thank you. We'll see you later.